Hey guys, welcome to Northern Michigan Adventure Channel. I'm your host, DB. I'm just going through, today I'm showing you the book that I'm reading, The Other Bible, Ancient Scriptures, the Dead Sea Scrolls, Christian Apocrypha, Jewish Pseudepigrapha, Kabbalah, etc., etc. This has some cool texts I haven't read before. I've done the Dead Sea Scrolls and probably some of the Gnostic Gospels, but I wanted to show you some of what I started to read. I'm only a little bit through there and point out some highlighted things that I didn't really know, so I'm pointing them out to you guys. And you don't have to read the whole book. So here we go. Only the fig tree granted him permission to take of its leaves. That was because the fig tree was the forbidden fruit itself. I didn't know that they cover themselves with fig leaves because that was the only tree that would allow them to do so, because that was the forbidden fruit itself, the fig tree, guys. I didn't know that. Maybe you guys did. Before he committed his trespass, Adam's height was from the heavens to the earth, but afterward it was reduced to 100 ells. He was a giant. Among the animals, the serpent was notable. This reminds me of like the way the reptilians are, if you know anything about that. Think about reptilians. Think about snakes, how they are now. This is just interesting. Among the animals, the serpent was notable. Of them all, he had the most excellent qualities, in some of which he resembled man. Like man, he stood upright upon 2 feet, and in the height, he was equal to the camel. Wow, pretty big guy. And then later on, it goes to tell you how he made him then basically a snake to eat of the ground and to go on his belly and all that. Here's another one. Adam came from the hands of the Creator fully and completely developed. He was not like a child, but like a man of 20 years of age. The dimensions of his body were gigantic, reaching from heaven to earth, or what amounts to the same, from east to west. That's awesome. He was Adam, the original Adam was a freaking giant. Alright, and then I gotta go back just a hair to get this part. One of the most remarkable creatures is the man of the mountain, Adneseda, or briefly, Adam. His form is exactly that of a human being, but he is fastened to the ground by means of a navel string upon which his life depends. Once the cord is snapped, he dies. This animal keeps himself alive with what is produced by the soil around him as far as his tether permits him to crawl. No creature may venture to approach within the radius of his cord, for he seizes and demolishes whatever comes in his reach. To kill him, one may not go near him. The navel string must be severed from a distance by means of a dart, and then he dies amid groans and moans. And then it keeps going, explaining a story of the man of the mountain. Once upon a time, a traveler happened in the region where this animal is found. He overheard his host consult his wife as to what to do to honor their guest, and resolved to serve our man, as he said. Thinking he had fallen among cannibals, the strangers ran as fast as his feet could carry him from this entertainer, who sought vainly to restrain him. Afterward, he found out there had been no intention of regaling him with human flesh, but only with the flesh of the strange animal called man. As the man of the mountain is fixed to the ground by his navel string, so the barnacle goose is grown to a tree by its bill. It's hard to say whether it's an animal and must be slaughtered to be fit for food, or whether it is plant and no ritual ceremony is necessary before eating it. Among the birds, the phoenix is the most wonderful. When Eve gave all the animals some of the fruit of the tree of knowledge, the phoenix was the only bird that refused to eat thereof, and he was rewarded with eternal life. When he has lived 1,000 years, his body shrinks, the feathers drop from it, until he is a small egg. This is the nucleus of the new bird. That's amazing, guys. In under 5 minutes, we got all this information. I'm going to keep on reading and keep bringing this kind of cool stuff to you guys. This man of the mountain thing, though, I believe Mind Unveiled channel did something on this. So go check that channel out, guys. I'm sure that's a lot more detail than I gave here. So those guys got all sorts of interesting stuff, really. Anyways, I love y'all, and thanks for joining me on a Northern Michigan book adventure.